All right, something really weird happened the other day. so, uh, so I was out having, I guess you could call it an early dinner with a friend of mine, and I'm in the market for decent friends. However, we have to have boundaries, okay? We have to have boundaries. We can't let our emotions allow us to open the door and let anything in. We have to be careful, all right? Anyway, so my friend who's not really social, he starts talking to these ladies and they start sharing pictures of their dog and, on and on and on. And then I'm not really feeling great because I need to eat. I didn't eat enough during the day. And so I'm starting to feel physically weak, which isn't really great, right? You got to eat something. And now that I have the opportunity to eat, you trying to disturb me and have me talk to these people. Anyway, so I go over there and put on my social hat. And I'm being on my best behavior and I'm seeing her pictures and this and that, but I got to go eat. And I said, well, I'm going to go eat because I don't feel great. You know what she does? Not my friend, but the lady he's talking to. She comes over where we are eating and pulls up a chair and starts talking and talking and talking and talking and showing everything on her phone and all these memes on her phone and all these pictures and all this and that and the other. Now, normally a person would get a clue when you said, I don't feel well, I got to go eat something. Oh no, she didn't get a clue. She came over to where we were and pulled up a chair, and she's going to talk our ear off, and she's going to show a picture of this guy that she thinks is hot, and she's going to say loudly in the restaurant, "Oh, I could have sex with him all day." Oh my goodness, no boundaries, no filters, no social awareness. These people are trying to eat. Let me let them do their thing. None of that. Nobody wants to hear in the restaurant who you trying to get laid to or with. Anybody trying to hear all that? Okay. She just went on and on and on and on. I left to go get something to drink. And it's self-serve. I went over there to get a drink. She followed me over there. You can't shake her. Okay. If I would have went to the restroom, she would have followed me in there. Probably would have tried to come into the same stall with me. Um, What's wrong with you? Why are you surgically attaching yourself to us? Why are you doing that? She's very loud. She's very obnoxious. She doesn't understand social cues. She doesn't understand manners. She doesn't understand that you should have a filter. She doesn't understand anything. She was very loud and obnoxious. And I'm trying to think of a delicate way to shake her, but I really don't know how. And then she wants to exchange numbers and she's going to the movies and she wants to pay for me to go with her. I'll pay for you to come with me. That ain't going to happen. I said, no, 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 no. I'm good. I'm good. The whole restaurant knows my first name because she yelled it when she was leaving. Do I want everybody knowing my name? Not necessarily. She's a loose cannon. She's just wild. I don't and will not be friends with her. That's not going to happen. And she contacted me today and wants me to go hang in a bar. The only bar that I like is a bar where you can actually shake your groove thing, shake your tail feather. And if I can't dance for whatever reason, I watch other people dance and I socialize and all that. But I'm not a bar fly. I don't typically hang in bars. And the only reason I like this one is because it's classy. I haven't been there in eons. But when I used to go all the time, the dancing was great, the socialization was great, the staff was really nice and friendly, and it's classy. It's not your typical, let's go pick up some meat by going to a bar. Okay? But she would just drive me absolutely insane. She doesn't give a shit about what she says. She doesn't care if it offends other people or if it's private. You should only say that in private. She don't get it. She would drive me insane. She would drive me freaking insane. She finally got a clue, probably because she had to go to her movie. But it never, 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 never occurred to her to say, let these people enjoy their food. I can be a bit much. Let me go ahead and wiggle out of here. No, she eventually did because she had to go to a movie. Thank God for the movie. That's the only thing that saved us. And he was rolling his eyes. When she wasn't looking, he was rolling his eyes like, she's still here. Are you kidding me? I said, when she finally left, I said, you are the one that started this. You were all up in her face, and that was the wrong thing to do. I should kick your ass. Okay. I've had buck wild friends, but they're buck wild in private. When we're by ourselves and we're free to talk about things that girlies like to talk about. But you don't do that in public. Everybody don't need to know that you want to lay this guy and you want to lay him, how long it's been since you got laid. Ain't nobody trying to hear. Look, they ain't trying to hear all that. She was loud. She was obnoxious. She doesn't understand social cues. She doesn't understand body language. She doesn't understand when you're overstepping your welcome, like you're burning out your welcome. You don't pull up a chair to people at a restaurant and just decide you're going to insert yourself in the middle of their meal. Look at the pictures on my phone. Let's do this. Listen. You're being obnoxious. She is about to be evicted from her home. And I think she had a falling out with someone and she was loud and off the wall. And I think that's the reason why they are putting her out. They are going to have a meeting with her sister, her and her landlord. They're going to have a meeting on the computer, I think, or something. She probably irritated the holy hell out of somebody. And she will say loudly, I don't give a F. In public, she will say that. I don't understand how you could be whatever age you are and you have never, ever, ever learned social cues. And that I was tempted to say, I was just lost. I was tempted to say, well, I'm not trying to be rude, but we have some personal things that we have to discuss, meaning myself and my friend. So it was nice talking to you. She is blocked on my phone because I'm not going to give you a fake number. I'm going to block you because there is no way in hell that we will be friends. You are just too off the wall. You are a wild card. I have another friend who's a wild card. He is in a motorcycle club, so you already know. And he is a wild card, but he also knows when he's taken it too far, depending on the crowd that we are around, the people we are around, he will tone it down depending. Because there is one person, for example, who's very prim and proper, sort of. And the crap that comes out of his mouth, he tones it down when she's there. So he's a wild card, and even he knows when to taper it down. I mean, there's nothing he says that we're all shocked by. But at the same time, he knows when to tone that down. She, on the other hand, oh God. Oh God. The SWAT team could be there and say, ma'am, get your ass up out the restaurant. And she'd be like, I ain't going no damn where for nobody. Nobody go tell me what to do. They'd have to physically snatch her behind up because she wouldn't get a clue. I can't do this with you. I cannot, cannot be friends with someone like that. Y'all be careful. Y'all be careful who you let into your life, because what you see in the beginning is what you gonna get, and you probably gonna get worse because you saw that they were wild and you accepted them into your life, and now it's gonna get 1,000 times worse because you didn't have any boundaries. And I'm not trying to put myself in that situation. There will be boundaries from the jump because you already driving me crazy. I can't even enjoy my meatloaf because you just won't get out of my ear, and you assume that I want to look on your cell phone for the rest of the evening. I don't give a shit what's on your phone. Yeah, some of it was entertaining, some of it was funny, but at the same time, you don't force yourself in someone's personal space. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? And how come no one's ever told you this? And because she has a I don't give a F attitude, she's going to do it anyway. Even if people have told her whole life she's taken it too far. She's the type to keep doing it because that's who she is. Absolutely hell no. Be careful who you let in your life, y'all. Love you. Bye.